And I know also you wanted to talk about this, be someone's second chance.
I do. This is a nonprofit organization that I am on the board for, and it's called the Feeney Legacy Project. Feeney was my nephew. Unfortunately, he died at age 33, April a year ago. He had a cardiac arrest, and although there were witnesses to the cardiac arrest, there was no one that came forth to do anything, to call 911, to try to start CPR. We don't know if that would have made a difference. Statistically, when you have a total cardiac arrest, even getting resuscitated is not a guarantee that you will have longevity or even make it to pass to the hospital. But if you're not trying to give someone a second chance, you don't know if the second chance will be there. So my sister-in-law, in her grieving over the loss of her son, she knew she wanted to do something. And so she started this foundation, which is called the Feeney Legacy Project. And our message that we want to get out there is to be someone's second chance. We are advocating calling 911 and using hands-only CPR. You don't have to do it right. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to breathe into the person's mouth. Your hands, the power is in your hands. So just whatever you can do, do. And is first and foremost.
Especially call 911.
Mm-hmm. That step you through whatever. They also will tell you if there's an AED near you, which defibrillator that will help get them started. They know where they are. You don't. And if you have someone with you, you say, you call 911. Don't leave it up to somebody. Oh, are you talking to me or whatever? You need to be very specific in giving that directive to whoever's there, and put it on speaker, and the operator will help you go through what you need to do. And if there is a AED around, they'll tell you where it is. And it's very simple to use. Just follow the directions.
We've come across a few accidents, actually, which is really odd. But one, I remember we were walking our kids. We were going to pick up our kids from school. We had walked because their school was close. And a car had overturned. And there was a man just walking in circles. And he was swearing a lot. But that happens with a traumatic brain injury. They can't help what they're saying. They don't even know what they're saying. And there was a whole group of people watching. And so Rob yelled, has anyone called 911? And this was pre-mobile phone, cell phones. And no one had. So he yelled at them, call 911. And I went over and I got the man and I brought him over to the curb and I told him to sit down and I told him help was coming. And because the people had called 911, the fire trucks got there very quickly. And their, emergency medical team was there very quickly. And then they asked me to stay with him because I'd been able to calm him down, and they were able to put a collar on him and stop him from moving. And he was a big guy and everybody was afraid of him. But, you just need to, be that person that is going to help somebody, and I think that people are like in shock and they don't know what to do and they don't want to do the wrong things. So don't worry about that. Make sure somebody gets help, In
my nephew's case, there were drugs involved, and the people that were with him, I think, had a lot of fear of that from a legal perspective, which is another thing our nonprofit advocates knowledge about, is the Good Samaritan law and the 911 amnesty law. And that if you try in good faith to help someone, then that means you're not legally liable.
Yeah.
And if you are in possession of an illegal substance, you're not going to be arrested. The police will tell you they're more focused on saving the person's life than arresting someone that's standing there that might have drugs on them. So there
I think now, aren't they going to be selling Narcan over the counter?
Well, Narcan works, and police and paramedics have it, and a lot of young adults are now starting to carry the Narcan with them. One of the things you have to understand about Narcan is it works on opioids.
Opioid.
It's not cocaine, it's not alcohol,
Right.
it's opioids. So that was something that was a confusing factor with my nephew. And secondly, you don't just let them sniff the Narcan and walk away and leave them. They can relapse very easily, especially because opioids slow your whole system down. And that's one of the reasons that when you do CPR for an opioid overdose, you do need to do the breathing, because they are not breathing. Their whole body is just shutting down little by little, meaning that their lungs are not filling with air and they're not breathing. But again, doing hands only CPR is better than doing nothing. So,
Yeah.
Right.
And like we said, calling 911 is the most
Right.
important thing you can do.
So is Second Chance, are people able to make donations? And
yeah. If you go to our website, Feeney Legacy, FeeneyLegacyProject.org, you will see donate buttons on the website that you can donate whatever you can afford to donate. And what we use the money for is to create public relations information, marketing information. We're also doing a run in April to raise some money. And also we're trying to fund AEDs in areas that have none or have not, like underprivileged schools a lot of times don't have AEDs, like more finance schools might have. AEDs, it's amazing how many young people collapse with cardiac arrest for varying reasons. And if you don't have an AED, you're lessening the survival opportunity for that person.
An allergic reaction, anaphylactic shock. You can have cardiac arrest and need to be resuscitated.
Right.
I know this from personal experience. It happened to me. But
oh my, yes. But if you do visit the website, there's a lot of information on it about the Good Samaritan law, the 911 amnesty law. There are videos there that help you learn CPR, is the hands-only CPR. So there's a lot of good reference and resource materials on that site.
Okay,
Well,
so for those that are just listening to the podcast, it's the address, email, or the website is FeeneyLegacyProject.org. That's FeeneyLegacyProject.org.
and what a wonderful way for your sister-in-law to remember her son and to work out her grief, and how great that you're involved with it. You know, kudos to you.
Oh, well, I've become very involved in not only this particular nonprofit, but if you visit my website, I have a page on my website of all the different nonprofits that I support. So feel free to look at those. One Warm Coat is one that I would like to bring up because we're going into the colder weather. And One Warm Coat is trying to provide outerwear to people that don't have the appropriate outerwear. So I do support a lot of different nonprofits. So please visit my website for that page.
So once again, her website is AnneArmisteadAuthor.com. AnneArmisteadAuthor. Okay. Well, this has been really wonderful. Thank you for being on the show.
I appreciate you having me.
Well, we've really enjoyed it.